Samsung Galaxy XR. Is the Apple Vision Pro cooked? I mean, is the Samsung XR also cooked? Where does the Samsung XR headset fit in? And are we now expecting that the two big boys in tech, Apple and Samsung, are going to now be fighting it out for the XR space? Or are Meta going to come in and swoop in with something else? Probably not at this current point in time. The big question is Apple Vision Pro versus the Samsung XR headset or the Galaxy XR headset. Is there enough of a difference price wise to suggest one over the other? I don't think it really comes down to that. Yes, the price of both of them really are, way more than what you pay for a Meta Quest 3 or a Pico 4 Ultra. And I suppose really the Samsung XR is a very similar price to the Play for Dream. Yes, the Play for Dream you do get controllers. So actually, technically, the Samsung XR is about $50 cheaper than the Play for Dream headset, which is interesting because they're not that far apart when it comes to spec. They both offer very similar things. Apart from Samsung's XR, the Google Android OS seems better than what you're getting on the Play for Dream. Haven't used it, but the Play for Dream is the operating system. It's not great at this current point in time. That doesn't mean it's not going to get better, but at launch, it's probably not where maybe you would have expected a headset to be. PCVR wise, absolutely fantastic, great headset. Would highly recommend it. Depending on your budget, really. But then does the Samsung fit into that category where it's it's a similar spec to that? It's actually not that much difference apart from the fact that Samsung have copied the battery of the Vision Pro and taking it out of the headset, which it's not really going to affect cooling in that much of a way when it comes to the Play for Dream, because the battery is at the back of the headset, which again is another option. It makes just as much sense both ways. The Puck suggests that eventually you might be able to move more stuff into that. I still think that would have been the way forward, seeing as when you disconnect it, it dies anyway. I don't know that about the Samsung, to be fair. With the Vision Pro, as far as I'm aware, though, as soon as you take the battery off, that's it. It's game over. You need to put the battery back on to charge. It doesn't have another battery source to keep it going. From what I gather, I haven't got one, and the price I've always said is too expensive for me, but I get why Apple have priced it to where they have done. Same with Samsung. I get why they've priced it where they have. But it does show you how aggressive Meta have been with their pricing model. And actually, what you're getting with a Meta Quest 3 is probably, price point wise, you're probably talking more like the £1,000 or the $1,000 rather than the $500 they've been doing. Samsung will want to make money from this, from their rather than trying to make money from games, which Meta are, I don't know when they're going to be able to fix this problem that they've caused themselves in making people want to spend more money on a headset, because they tried it with the Quest Pro, and everyone said it was too expensive. And now you look back and you think, well, actually, if they'd released that at the same time as what all the other headsets, the Pro, the spatial computing headsets had released, maybe, we'd have all thought, oh, that's actually quite cheap. I don't think that's why the Quest Pro failed. I think the Quest Pro failed because it was a really poor marketing. It was aimed at businesses, then it wasn't, then it was, and then it wasn't again. And I think they realised that actually the majority of people who are going to be buying these things are, especially when it comes to the Quest, are using it to play games. Whereas Samsung, although they are launching with a few different games, you're going to have to buy the controllers separately, which from what I gather, they sold out on the controllers before they sold out on the headsets. So that suggests they didn't think many people would want the controllers, which then suggests that it's definitely not really for gaming. It's probably more aimed at, a cheaper Vision Pro. And the spec, really, let's face it, it is a cheaper Vision Pro. But I wanted to talk about some of the articles that I've seen today that sort of worries me a little bit, because they're putting Samsung and Apple against each other, and I suppose I've sort of done the similar thing with my title, but I had to get this point across. So The Verge have come out with Samsung Galaxy XR hands-on. It's like a cheaper Apple Vision Pro. Engadget, Samsung Galaxy XR hands-on. Smarter, more open take on the Apple Vision Pro. Wired have come out with Samsung Galaxy XR mixed reality headset undercuts Apple Vision Pro by $1,700, so you can buy two of them. Tom's Guide, Samsung Galaxy XR, a lighter, cheaper and smarter Vision Pro. That's interesting. Samsung Galaxy XR raises the bar while lowering the price for premium spatial experiences. Considering there's really only the two, or three, I suppose, if you're going to class Play for Dream as a spatial computer, which, I mean, it's got the same spec as the Galaxy XR, so yeah, I guess. Samsung Android XR headset. So the Galaxy XR with Android XR out now for $1,800, although it's $1,700. That was Upload VR. I don't know what that might be. I don't know. I thought it was $1,700. And they're the top headlines. A smarter, Wired went with a mixed reality headset undercuts Apple Vision Pro, and Engadget went with a smarter, more open take on Apple Vision Pro. So The Verge, what have they said? Watching for the first few minutes, K-pop Demon Hunters on Samsung Galaxy XR headset. I think Apple Vision Pro might be cooked. Okay, fair enough. If that's what you want to put. Samsung and Google are offering Google AI Pro. So the Google Play Pass and YouTube Premium, YouTube TV for $1 a month for 3 months, and a free season of NBA League Pass. Did I mention it's significantly lighter and more comfortable than the Vision Pro? Well, yeah, because it's... yeah, well, it will be, won't it? I mean, and yeah, it is a downside to the Vision Pro. Like, they went for a premium product, a heavy, heavy everything. It's got a lot in it. It's got a lot more tech technically than Samsung, but that doesn't necessarily always mean a good thing. And yeah, I mean they don't seem to suggest that the Vision Pro, the Galaxy XR has any 3D movies or anything like that from Disney. It has less battery life from what it looks like. 90 Hz refresh rate, so less than the new Vision Pro. Not on a par. It doesn't have a removable strap. Very similar to the Play for Dream. Very similar to the Pico 4 Ultra. I personally think that's a good way of doing the band, especially when you think of the Quest 3S and the Quest 3. When you change the strap, you do run the risk of breaking the headset. So in some ways, I do think you're better off with a good strap or a good way of changing the strap. Like, I think the Vision Pro has a really good system for changing the strap, and let's face it, you're not going to need to with a new one. But that's interesting. So it goes on about how changing 2D images to 3D, which you can do on the Pico 4 Ultra. That's been doing that for a while. That can also take the 3D images and videos, similar again to both. And it comes down to, really, the AI side of things, where Gemini is key. My only big worry when it comes to this headset would be the fact that Google like to cancel things. And yes, the Android system itself has been going for a long time, but I mean, this isn't the first time Google have done something with VR. That would be my only worry about buying this headset, would be the operating system and knowing what Google can sometimes be like. There's Google Graveyard for a reason. That would be my main worry. But I think there's obviously always going to be comparisons between both the headsets, both the Apple Vision Pro and the Galaxy XR, because it's Apple and Samsung. So there always was going to be, that comparison. Just like in some ways there was comparisons because they were both VR headsets between the Apple Vision Pro and the Quest 3. I mean, and there always is comparisons between all the other headsets. But Apple and Samsung are the big guys in here. And the price, I mean, it's not cheap. It's like, it's nowhere near the Quest 3. And it's definitely nowhere near the Quest 3S. But if you want all these little features, I would say the obviously the Play for Dream is the same price, so if you are a slightly more expensive price, so I would actually suggest if you wanted something like a Galaxy XR, I would go with the Pico 4 Ultra because it does the majority of stuff. The only difference is this AI stuff, which I'm sure there are ways to potentially get those features. That might be worth a look into and possibly a video on to see how easy it is to replicate the stuff that is being offered by the Samsung headset. But then you also have a really good library on the Pico 4 Ultra of games. I know people have still say there's no games, but there are loads. There's just no Quest exclusives. But it depends on what you want, I suppose. The Quest 3, technically, I should be able to do the 3D pictures. No, I wonder what on 3D videos. I wonder why they haven't gone down that road of doing it. But as for people saying that the Vision Pro is cooked, I would say that the Samsung fanboys, Apple haters, will all say that. And I would have assumed that Apple lovers and Samsung haters would argue that it's nowhere near what the Vision Pro is. I'm in the middle because I know. I mean, I have an Apple phone. I've had Samsung phones. I had Android for the last 4 years before I went back to Apple. Mainly for the fact that the operating system is better. It's not. I suppose it's not really Samsung's fault. That's probably more Google's. But then we have a similar situation going on with the Galaxy XR. It's Google have come up with the software. That's my biggest worry about it. They potentially need to get more headsets using the Google XR operating system. Don't think quite the Play for Dream is that. I know they're using Android, but so does the Quest. Technically, it's a fork off, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. So, my opinion, I don't think either of them are cooked. I question how many people are going to buy either of them. I think it's a limited market for both of them. It's a limited market for the Play for Dream. You know, you've got to be a proper enthusiast to want to shell out that money when other headsets are so much cheaper. And I really think it makes you look at the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S and you go, how are they that cheap? You then start to ask that question, don't you, after a while? How is it so cheap? Yes, it doesn't have eye tracking. And I think people, until they've experienced eye tracking, don't know what they're missing. But does this make you think about Sony's offering and the PSVR 2 and how good that headset is? Yes, it needs the power of the PlayStation 5 to swing it, but it's got eye tracking. You know, it's a fantastic headset. Really. I suppose that's a different topic. Different video in general. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are you getting a Samsung Galaxy XR? Are you getting an Apple Vision Pro M5? Not the car. are you, you know, not getting either? Are you waiting? God, in all of this talk, in all of this talk, I really hope that the rumors about the Steam frame being a VR headset offering what we hope it's going to offer, I really hope it happens, because I feel like Steam are the only ones who can save us. I really think Steam might be the ones who can put in an offering that no one else can. That's what I hope. I really hope Steam. Ah, oh, it needs to come soon. They need to announce it soon, because they're the only ones, I think, who can really go, you guys are doing this wrong. And we're here to show you what can be done with a VR headset. I hope. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hey, Cool VR, thanks for dropping by again. Every day. You are a legend. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for commenting. I found the Quest 4S in Zuckerberg's basement. Not a Quest 2 with stickers. It's not. At all. Yeah, I really hope. Give it. It's got to be by the end of. It's got to be by. What are we? The 22nd. It's the 22nd. We've got a week and a bit before we're in November. And then we're really pushing it to be launching before Christmas. You really want things out around this time, because then people start to plan, or at least a pre-order in the next few days. And if that happens, I will be going live, so you need to subscribe and like the video. I know it's been a short one, but I just wanted to do a video on this. I was going to do a live stream at 3 in the morning, and then my alarm, well, it went off, but I just snoozed it because I was tired. 9 days until Halloween. It's got to launch before Halloween, hasn't it? It's got to. It's got to be in the next couple of days. I can guarantee you it'll be while I'm away on the Friday while I go to EGX. You can guarantee it'll be then, can't you? Hopefully not. Hopefully. I would say I'd love it to be around about the 28th. So a week from today, while all the news about the Galaxy XR dies down a little bit, then boom, Steam frame destroying, like, well, not destroying, because I want all these headsets to do okay. Like, I want them to do well, because if they do well, VR does well, and then everything, you know, is it a tide raises all ships or whatever? I don't know. That kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, the more success we can have. And I suppose the more headsets that come out that are more unfortunately more expensive, then puts other headsets that are, can possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a price increase if the Quest 4 ever gets launched. And that would be interesting, because then it does allow headsets to creep up in price. Like, Meta need that, I think, to keep surviving because let's face it, they're not making any money from any of this at this current point in time. Well, maybe they are now. Maybe they are by now. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for joining Cool VR. You're a legend. And anyone else who joins in on the comments later on, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Good.